Welcome back. You're watching Chartbusters right here on CNBC TV 18, and the Nifty continues to remain around 18,900. But Dreamfolk Services is the management in focus now. The company has shown sequential improvement in its second quarter numbers. The revenue was up 6%. Margins also went up by around 200 basis points on a sequential basis. Let's bring in the management who's joining us now. Librita Peter Kalath, who's the chairperson and MD of the company, who is joining us on the show. Librita, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Congratulations on the quarter gone by. But my first question to you is that your gross profit per passenger has improved on a sequential basis. It's now at 130 compared to 109. But when you look at the numbers last year, it's still down. When do you expect that to come back, or are these the normal levels now that we should be working with?
So this would be the normal level. I would say that, it would be between 11 to 13% what the gross margin would be going forward. So this would be the normal trend.
Okay, all right. And in terms of gross profit per passenger as well, ma'am, 11 to 13%, we've got that number. On a per passenger basis, it'll be closer around 130?
It would be around that, yes.
Okay, all right. What about the number of packs? That's moved to around 2.7 million odd. A mild growth if I look at it on a quarter-to-quarter basis, though on a year-on-year basis is looking quite good. Where do you see this number headed?
So I would say that, the way the market trend is and the growth factor. So because the business is directly driven by the airport traffic and the credit card base. So I would say that, since their growth, the company would also grow in the same lines.
So where do you see, say in the next few quarters, where do you see this number headed? From around 2.7 million, not give and take everything with regard to traffic growth as well as the industry you're related to, or what should we end this year with?
So I would say that, the way that we have been growing from quarter one, the growth level, what we have shown in quarter two, I would say the same level we would be growing in the next two quarters as well.
Okay.
Right. Your current domestic to international mix, Librita, is 76-24. Do you have any plans of increasing that international mix higher because it's more margin accretive?
So even if you look at our history as well, this is how the trend has been. And the domestic numbers are always at the higher side. So I would say that the mix would always, would be in the similar lines.
Okay. But you're looking to make a foray in the international markets. As of now, this is the PAX mix. So going ahead,
yes.
How do you see this? You all are making various, steps in that direction. But say in a 2-year or a 3-year time frame, how do you see your revenue mix changing? Do you see, say, a mid-single digit, say a 5%, maybe higher, coming in from the international markets?
So if you actually see, yes, you're right that in India, we just started with the lounges, right? And we also have added the other services, starting from meet and assist, airport transfer. We have also added golf now, the spas. Apart from that, yes, global expansion. We are already present in 100 plus countries with 1,500 plus touch points already there. Right. So I would say in next 3 to 4 years, the contribution from the other services and the global would be somewhere around 20% to our total revenue.
Okay. So other services, we got that diversification, but geographic diversification will be how much? International revenues as a percentage. So other services, 20-25%, you've said that before as well. But international revenues can contribute how much?
So that would also be, I would say around 8 to 10% in next 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
Right.
Yes.
Librita, you have negative cash flow from operations this quarter. It was around a negative 42 crores compared to 50 crores positive in March. Do you expect that to change in the next quarter?
Yes, because there were few, contract renewals which were there. And that was one of the reasons that, why we see the negative. However, you will see the change coming in next 2 quarters.
Okay. Lounge or golf, what is more margin accretive?
If I have to say that, yes, golf will be more margin effective. However, in terms of the numbers, obviously the lounge numbers are much higher.
People prefer going to lounges than playing golf comparatively. But as you mentioned in your previous answer as well, that 20% is what the other services contributed. Can you break that down? How much came from the railways and other services?
It is too early for me right now to actually give you the breakup for the other services. Maybe, in few years down the line, we'll be able to actually tell you. But yeah, there would be few services which will actually contribute at a larger scale in all the other services what we were mentioning.
Right. One final question, Librita. Where do you plan on ending the year with in terms of revenues and margins? Can you give us a number there?
So as I told you that, the margins would be between 11 to 13%, what we are forecasting. And as I also mentioned that the way the market is growing, because the drivers are airport traffic and the credit card penetration. So we will be in line with the industry.
Okay.
All right, Librita, thank you so much for joining in. Congratulations on the quarter gone by and hope to interact with you more often on this platform. That was the management of Dreamfolk Services. The stock currently down around 2% post the results. Time for a short break here on Chartbusters, but we'll get you more markets and stock-specific action on the other side. Stay tuned.